I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
Titans go!
What's happening, everybody? It's the all-new episode of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. What's good, people? How are you doing? How you feeling? I know it's been a minute. I'm trying some things different. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to try to give you all the visual of things. If you're listening to it on the podcast feed, you're just going to hear the regular audio. So we're going to do that. Some people have asked me when I did the last one, and I know it's sporadic, it's been so long, where's BC? We got to schedule the things up so I can get him back on it. I haven't gotten rid of him or nothing like that. With me, updates, thank you for everybody who checks in. I appreciate it. Life is lifing in a good and bad way. A lot of opportunities to have things happen, but I'm trying to build on that. But also at the same time, mentally, I am trying to keep myself here, present, alive. Let's just keep it real. And I'm not even talking about what's going on in the country. It's just other things in life have almost broken your boy, but your boy is not broken, so I am here. And I know that I need to be here for not only myself, but for my kids and other people who need me. So, pardon me. So that's why we are here. I'm not going to get all into detail on that. If you know me personally, you can just hit me up and I'll let y'all know. But regardless, for those who are new here, what I do is get you caught up on all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. It's barbershop talk for nerds. All right. So I'm going to say some things that might get you in your feelings. You know how this goes. If you get in your feelings about it, because you're like, oh, I just think you just talk about one type of thing the one way, you don't talk about the other. Kiss my ass. Okay. Let's not do that at all. Okay. Let's not do that. Let's not get into any of that. I normally kick it off with my Marvel news, but I'm kicking it off with DC today. So, there have been test screenings of Superman. Now, I have not personally heard anything yet. I saw there was test screenings, and this is how crazy it is. I know people who are in this space like I am, big names who do film pundits and journalists, et cetera, who've hit me up. It's like, yo, you seen Superman yet? Or you heard anything and hadn't heard anything? So it's understandable, like, we're trying to figure everything out. But somebody said they saw it, right? And they said they liked it. And this is what they said, quote, they thought that David delivered as the Man of Steel. They thought Gunn did a good job balancing the heart and humor, and said it's around approximately 140 minutes. They went on further to say some people don't love it. Some people think it's too jokey or the tone's off, or they saw the comedy out of context. Some people really like it, and there's a range of opinions. And this is all from my homie Jeff Schneider. So, from the Hot Mic podcast he does with my boy John Roca. So, here's what I'm thinking. How do people see test screenings? If it's not press members, if it's not film pundits, if it's not correspondents, et cetera, there are websites where you can sign up to go to movie screenings. And you get free previews of movies. You see them early. Some of them pay you. Some of them you just go see a movie. What I believe is happening, I was telling my buddy this. One of these sites told people they were going to see a movie, another movie. But instead, when they got there, of course, they had to sign NDAs and everything, they saw Superman. Because I don't think they're going to do a screening like that and just let it be known, hey, this is Superman. You have to trick people to see it, and then, they'll figure out. Do I agree with what Jeff says somebody told him on both accounts? Yes. I do think personally people are going to love it. It's going to be jokey. It's going to be James Gunn. Let's just keep it a buck. All of James Gunn's movies have jokes in them, and some people may consider sophomoric, some may consider the humor crude, whatever the case may be, but it's going to be filled with them. It just is what it is. Is it going to be balancing heart and humor? I agree they'll do that as well. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. All three of them. Look at all three of the Guardians. They definitely balanced heart and humor, so we can't say that it's not there for him to do it. Look at Peacemaker. You know what I'm saying? Like it's present in what he does. For those who are watching, I'm putting on a bracelet real quick because I gotta. After I get done with this and editing, I gotta get out of here and get on the road. I got a 2-hour drive to a stand-up show, but I think those are both things. Do I think there are people going to say that they did not see the tone and they thought it was, like I said, they thought it was too jokey? Yes. And I do also think, and I've said this before, I said it on air on different places. I've said it here, I think I did when I recorded last. There are going to be people who are going to hate it just because. There are going to be people who are going to hate it just because. I have watched so many people on social media go, man, I don't know how I can feel about it, dog. You know, I just can't get past that costume. I don't know, that Superman costume don't look right to me. And Gunn has said what he's doing. He's blended the ages of Superman. He wants it to, it's a comic book movie. Superman is not supposed to be like, for him, it's like it's in real life. So it's understandable. But that's the thing, man. So if I get something on it, y'all already know I will definitely I'll definitely be bringing it to y'all. I'm just making sure that I miss nothing. But yeah, if I find out something more, of course, I'll let y'all know. So please, you already know, if you don't hear from me here, I'm going to have it on social media. I'm trying to do a lot of edits now where I'm doing more comic book material on social media where you'll see posts coming up of me talking about different stuff. And I'm just trying to put it all out here. So just bear with your boy. I'm one man trying to do 90,000 things legitimately. So please bear with me. Back in some DC news. Lanterns has started filming. Now, if you know, for those who have heard, it's going to be following new Lantern recruit John Stewart as he's being guided by the older Lantern, Hal Jordan. Now, John Stewart is played by Aaron Pierre. If you've seen Rebel Ridge, he's the voice of Mufasa in the new Mufasa remake. Hal Jordan is played by Kyle Chandler. And Sinestro has been cast, Ulrich Thompson. Now, I personally, this was an announcement for me. I don't know how many others felt the same way. I was like, hell yeah. Because if you don't know who Ulrich Thompson is, he played Kai Proctor in the show Banshee. If you have not seen Banshee, get your shit together, okay? It is the main show that gave us Anthony Starr. So before we saw him as Homelander, he played Lucas Hood in Banshee. So it is definitely worth checking out, all right? So the way he played Kai Proctor, who's an Amish mobster in a small town of Banshee, Pennsylvania. He was ruthless. He was violent. He was methodical. He was smart. He was menacing. He was all these different things. What you want Sinestro to be. And I'm going to say this. If I'm going to have somebody be Sinestro, even though I do not, I hate I have to mention this fucking movie, okay? I know what it is. Remember the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds? Remember that movie? Remember Mark Strong played Sinestro, right? Remember that? That was dope, right? You were going to need someone who is just as cold as Mark Strong being Sinestro. And if you're going a dark, gritty version, you're going to need that in somebody who can give you that range, that depth, if you will. And for me, Ulrich Thompson is that dude. So I can't wait to see it. I'm looking at the cast around now so far. Kelly McDonald, Garrett Dillahunt, Purna Jagannathan, Nicole Ari Parker has been cast as John's mom, which a lot of people was like, yo, now granted, Nicole Ari Parker, I believe, is in her 50s, if I'm not mistaken. However, black don't crack, and she's Stewart's mom. You're like, how is that possible? But she's young as hell. Jason Ritter's been cast, and in the newest announcement that just dropped yesterday, J. Alphonse Nicholson has been cast to play John Stewart's father. Now, if you don't know who J. Alphonse Nicholson is, he played Little Murder in the show P-Valley. Now, this is what I need for some folks to do. Fill in the blank where you see fit. If you have not seen P-Valley, you will not understand. Little Murder is a rapper who is in the closet, but at the end of season 2, he comes out. He's gay. He's in love with I don't know if you'll call Uncle Clifford a drag queen. You'll call Uncle Clifford trans, non-binary. But Uncle Clifford goes by she, her pronouns. But Either way, Lil Murda had a secret love affair for almost 2 seasons with Uncle Cliff, and then at the end of season 2, finally came out. This is who they're with. So I say all that to say, there are gonna be people gonna be like, man, I can't look past him being, Lil Murda humping Uncle Cliff and trying to be in this series. That's the same dumb shit for people who couldn't see Heath Ledger be the Joker post Brokeback Mountain or other roles that actors have played. Again, I say it, other roles that actors have played, aka chill the fuck out. It is just a thing. I'm assuming if they're gonna be playing his parents, he's gotta be younger. It's gotta be a younger version of Jon Stewart we see at one point, because J. Alphonse and Nicole Ari Parker both have this young look in comparison to Aaron Pierre. Now, you don't have to do too much makeup to make them look super older. They could just look a little aged. And, black is beautiful, and we don't crack unless we do crack. And so, those are the things that happen, I know. But yeah, so for those who are unfamiliar with this, Lanterns is supposed to be on Max. It follows new recruit Jon Stewart and Lantern legend Hal Jordan. The two intergalactic cops are drawn into a dark Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the Heartland. All right. Yeah, man. It's going to be a flashback. Okay, I just read it. It's going to be in flashbacks. Nicholson will play the younger version of John Sr. Okay, so it will be in flashbacks that they'll play his mom and dad. Cool. I just had to read the fucking article a little more. That's on me. Also, J. Alphonse Nicholson was in A Clone Tyrone, Mr. Robot, Luke Cage, Clip, Just Mercy. Oh, he's been on all that. Oh, yeah, so, yeah. I don't like what I've heard about Lanterns. It's True Detective settle. It's True Detective, right? And the showrunner for True Detective is a part of it, just so you all know. Chris Mundy, he's serving as showrunner and executive producers from True Detective Night Country. Damon Lindelof is writing it. I don't like the fact that, from what I was told, this is going to be extremely grounded. Grounded to the point where it's like, how much are we going to see the Green Lantern powers used? And I'll just say, not much. So, I don't know. I don't understand why even do this show. I know intergalactic cops solving them. They're intergalactic space cops. That's what the Lanterns are. Them solving a mystery that's on brand. But them not using no powers throughout this show is quite fucked up. I digress. But let's get into some of the Marvel news I got, man. But those who have been watching Daredevil Born Again, how are you liking it? I'm loving it. I love the fact that we have got a very grounded street level hero. He is a superhero, but more so, he is still just a vigilante. He is a street level hero who is conflicted on his morals and why he does things. And as much as he tries to pull away from stuff, he gets pulled back into it eventually. And to watch this recent episode, spoiler alert, to see the return of the Punisher, I'll say this, I did kind of smile when I watched that, because I literally pointed at the screen and said, well, that's the reason why I don't have a season 2 of American Gigolo, which I understand. Now, granted, we had some other stuff go on, too. There was some, there was a lot of showrunner issues, etc., etc. But that was a thing. But to see where Frank is, and Frank talking to Matt and telling Matt, yo, stop being a coward, say his name, talk about Foggy and all these different things. And I just enjoy where this show is going. To watch both him and Fisk being pulled back to their darker halves, as Fisk would call it. I'm fucking with Vincent D'Onofrio's the man, like, hey man, I'm just trying to be a good man for my wife. I want to be married in the city. And he realizes the shit he wants to get done as mayor, he can't get done as quickly in the regular sense, which is, I've seen a lot of shit online where it's comparisons to the current dude in office. And it's true, but it's also, you find this out about a lot of administrations. You don't realize, oh, it's so much red tape, as they always say, to get shit done. And how Sheila's telling him in his most recent scene when he's trying to get all the shit done at the port in Red Hook. She's like, yo, you got to go through this, but to do this, you got to do that, to do that, you got to do that, and all that. And he was like, well, fine, let's just do that. But he wants it done ASAP. And then him finding out there's other problems with all of the street gangs and everybody that's dealing with the bullshit. And so that, on top of him being as diabolical, having Adam kidnapped in a torture chamber while he eats, which, by the way, pay attention to what he was eating and how much he was eating. That is a clue of where we're going with that character too. What do you mean, Jay? He's going to get bigger. If you notice, we've never seen before Kingpin eating like heavy meals. He'd always have something light, pretty much. Maybe a steak or just a salad, or his morning omelet, which is a couple of eggs and just a sprig of green onion and all that. But now you see him eating 4 Italian sausages, a massive plate of pasta with a bottle of wine. He's going to keep eating and getting bigger. But also, Matt said something in the first episode when they ran into each other. Your muscle density is bigger. So he's going to get bigger while also getting stronger. So that is going to keep happening. But as you know, or if you didn't, season 2 is already filming, okay? Season 2 is already filming. And supposedly, there's a rumor in season 2, due to somebody sneaking filming in New York, that a main character, what kind of a main character, the Matt, might die. More so, man, they might take Cherry up out of here, y'all. And I'm hoping that ain't him gone. I'm hoping that was just something they caught. But that's season 2. That's season 2. We know Cherry gonna be through this. But for those looking for the rest of the schedule, season 7 will air on April Fool's Day. Okay? I mean, episode 7, not season 7, excuse me. Episode 7 airs April Fool's Day. Up April 8 is the 8th episode, and the finale, 15. We get 9 episodes of this season. 9, and I think we might get 9 again next season. So I'm looking forward to that. So there's possibilities as to who might be playing the villain in the next Spider-Man movie. So there's a potential that the character, so these are people who were in the mix. Sarah Snook from Succession and Hathaway potentially were in the mix. So they're going big names, right? Now, here's something you also need to hear. Snook is 37, Hathaway's 42. Which means the character that they may be going after is going to be significantly older than Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Which means it could be Adriana Soria, a.k.a. the Spider-Queen. But we could get Silver Sable, because she was supposed to come in the Sonyverse. That's the Spum C, that's dead. Screwball, Stunner, White Rabbit, and Delilah are there, but I think those are way too obscure. The only other person, if it's not the Queen, and if it's not Silver Sable, it could be, which could serve as a good villain, because I don't know if they're going to, which would work, be Felicia Hardy, a.k.a. the Black Cat. Now, yes, she's older, which she never knows about Peter's real age. She has a crush on Spider-Man, so when she bones Spider-Man, she don't realize she boning somebody younger, so that's a possibility. But all I know is Spider-Man 4 is supposed to start filming soon. It was pushed back recently from July 24th to 2026 to July 31st, which is only a week, which means Marvel is making room with their other films and all this. So just a week, so don't worry about that. Now, here is some Avengers Doomsday news. Now, I've been saying this since back on the break room. So there's a rumor which would reveal if Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is a Tony Stark variant. And I've been saying this for the longest. He is not a Stark variant. He is just a Doom that he is Victor Von Doom that just looks like Tony Stark. And I don't know why people haven't been able to grasp that. So this is according to a scooper who says, Doom is not a Stark variant, simply bears a striking resemblance to the late Avenger. Apparently the villain will use this to, quote, present himself as an ally to the MCU. This will back up previous plot rumors that Doom would lead an evil group of Avengers that have come from another Earth, initially posing as allies to help prevent more incursions. It's also been said that the entire point of creating these characters that reflect the original lineup is because they'll be facing off against each other. Okay, here's what I've been telling y'all for the longest. It makes sense that Robert Downey Jr. comes back as Victor Von Doom, and he is not a Tony Stark variant. And one of the first people that sees Victor Von Doom is Spider-Man and goes, Mr. Stark. And he says something to the point of, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe something like that. You're going to have something to the point where an Avenger, somebody in our group, is going to see him, going to acknowledge him, and then more than likely Doom will kill him. If we're talking the evil group of Avengers, I've said this before, the Squadron Suprema on the table. But also, it's supposed to be Avengers versus X-Men for Secret Wars. So yeah, that's a possibility. Now, just, you're welcome. You're welcome. So that's the thing that's supposed to happen there. But for everybody thinking he was going to be Tony Stark, he's not a Tony Stark variant. He is Victor Von Doom. He just looks like Tony Stark. And because of that, he will be able to kill off an Avenger. Because they'll be close to him. So expect somebody to die early in that movie. When you see him. If he comes up at the end of Secret Wars, expect him to kill somebody off at the end of Secret Wars or towards the beginning, within the first act of Doomsday. So either in the end credit scene, the end of the movie of Secret Wars, or the first act of Doomsday, he is going to murder somebody. I'm telling y'all, because that's the only, he doesn't pose a threat if he doesn't kill somebody close to them. If you don't take out an Avenger, you're not an Avenger level threat. It is what it is. All right. Here's another rumor that I don't know why we didn't know this was happening. Supposedly in Doomsday, we're going to get the return of Charlize Theron as Clea. Because remember, last time we saw her was in the Multiverse of Madness. And as, it's kind of obvious. Also, we don't know what's going on with 3 yet. Doctor Strange 3, so that'll be quite interesting to see. Last bit of Marvel news I got. All right, I got it. I'm glad I saved this for last. So Jonathan Majors, now his movie magazine Dreams is set to drop. He just recently announced him and Making Good got married, but then the audio leaked where he quote unquote admitted to choking. But the problem is, at the end of the day, the court of public opinion is one thing. And I've always said this, the court of public law is another. The case has been done, right? So you really can't go back to charge on anything with that. Okay, just so you know. So, but he was found guilty of assaulting his ex-girlfriend. That's another thing. He was found guilty. It's not like he was found innocent, okay? Even though he did maintain his innocence, which was a problem. But he was sentenced to 52 weeks domestic violence intervention program. And the interview, but the audio was from back in the day, by the way. The audio wasn't recent towards that, I don't believe towards that incident. It was way back in the day. But again, Magazine Dreams is said to be his potential Oscar-nominating breakout role. Even if Last Man in San Francisco wasn't. Last Black Man in San Francisco, which it should have been. But they're saying that. So, he is also trying to make a potential comeback as Kang the Conqueror to the MCU. So, he spoke to Variety magazine about Magazine Dreams. And this is what he said when he last spoke to Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. He said, quote, I wrote a letter to him, not recently, but not too far in the past. He said, I just want to clear the record. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, right? Like, boom, you get the verdict, then boom, you're dropped. But Marvel's not mishandling anything by it coming through the grapevine. This is what he said of his firing. He goes on to say, I got the job through the grapevine. Kevin didn't call me and say, hey, do you want to do the movie? Do you want to be this guy? My agent called me and said it. He said, then an agent of mine, not my agent, got the news, turned, and gave it to me straight. So I reached out to Kevin. He said, I just appreciate him. I love him. Now, he really don't tell too much what's in the letter, but this is what he said. He goes to say this is what he said, explains why he wrote to Kevin Feige. He says, quote, I just appreciate him. I just love him. I just love my time in Marvel. I still love Kang. I'm watching them. I see what they're doing, and I'm pulling for them. If they need me, they know where I'm at. That's dope. So it was rumblings about, does he believe they'll ever ask him back? He says, it's not in my control. I see it clearly. I understand. It's a publicly traded company. That is a real big thing for people to acknowledge. If it was a private company, different ball game. Just keeping it a buck with y'all. He said, "You're trying to do this. You can't have this controversy around." Then what happens when this happens? I don't hold it against them. I want to make that very clear. I'm not upset with anybody about that. I'm not upset at all. So I want to ask y'all this: do you think that Marvel Studios should bring them back? Do you think they should bring them back? It's just a real question. So I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm just like, I don't. Here's my thing with bringing him back. His character was not meant to. They can tell you all day, every day, that Kang was meant to be the big bad for this whole multiverse saga. But if you know the comics, and if you've talked to anybody who knows this and understands it, he was always the segue to Doctor Doom. It was always meant to go that way. So let's not act like, yeah, we would have had him for a couple movies. We may have got Kang Dynasty. They'd had to retcon some shit after the shit that happened in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, because you watched who, quote unquote, was supposedly the strongest Kang get taken out by some ants. And it's that type of thing. So personally, I wouldn't mind seeing him back. He doesn't have to be a major part of anything. Bring him back, we good. That's how I feel about it. But I want to know y'all thoughts. So look, I'm finna get up off here. We're finna get up out of here. What I want y'all to do, if you're watching this on YouTube, leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Leave them below. If you're listening to this, email me, MadTitanPodcast@gmail.com. Let me see if I got any emails in there. Matter of fact, you know what? We're doing it live. I'm going to open up the emails. I haven't checked the damn email in so long. And I need to put the email on my phone. I got every other email on my phone. Like, that is crazy. I need to have it on my phone. It ain't coming fast enough. But email me there, MadTitanPodcast@gmail.com. If you can't reach me there, j@jwashington.com. Let me know your thoughts on all that. Look, I'm trying to get more of these out. More news drops. I'm going to collect it all together, get it all together. We're going back to having guests on the show. We're going back to doing all this shit that I love doing, that made a lot of y'all fans of me. That's why I'm a fan of this world. And like I said, I might start talking a few other things. I mean, I talked Invincible on Blurs, which, by the way, make sure you're following Blurs in the Hood. We're trying to bring that back more and more frequently now. Our schedules have just been kind of hectic, but we are trying our best to keep it coming for y'all. So find the Blurs in the Hood YouTube channel. Go over there, subscribe to that. Find Blurs in the Hood on Twitch. Become a subscriber over there. I am going to I got to set back up the Blurs in the Hood Instagram page. So that's the thing that's going to happen with that. Find me if you want to send love and support. And thanks. I always appreciate it. You can send a super thanks here on YouTube, or you can go to my Venmo, Cash App, either one. Whatever you want to do that. Put it in your heart, and I'm grateful for it. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok @Mr. J Wash. I got a lot of stuff I need to update on my on my TikTok. I got to do all these clips, and I got a bunch of stuff to just start uploading. So I got to get that done. There's a lot. But I want to thank y'all for rocking with me. I will holler at y'all next time. Till then, take care. I'm out.